Hello everybody, welcome to another junk journal with me video, except it's not strictly a junk journal with me. I thought it would be more interesting to mix it up a little bit and show you what I'm doing in multiple journals. So in this video I'm going to be working in my onion skin journal, then my ink journal, and then my junk journal, just for a bit of a change. So first off, in my onion skin journal, if you're unfamiliar with this, if you haven't seen it before, anything like that, I will link the video where I unboxed this and shared it and did a couple of spreads in it, just so if you want to see what it's about. But yes, I'm going to start off. I have a new sticker collection in my shop, and I always like to use the new ones in my journals and stuff, so that's what I'm going to do on this spread. This collection is the classical one, so sort of Greco-Roman classical style images, statues. There's Paris and Helen and a nymph, and then two more classic like full body statues. Just a really simple one. There's not loads and loads to it, just two sticker sheets, sticker flakes, ephemera, and some journal cards. But I really like this one. It's really simple. It's a little bit different from the usual sort of vintagey vibe things, because classical a little bit older than vintage. But yeah, as I said, I really liked it. I thought that, actually, I went through my large stash of old papers and stuff, and I was sure I had some Latin somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I decided to go with a music paper instead, musical sheet paper, and I thought that worked quite nicely. For going around things, I'm using Distress Oxide in pumice stone. That goes really nicely with this collection, really works with that statuey alabaster, I don't know the proper words, but that sort of thing. What I'm doing there, so little tip for if you're going around the edges of things on your page with an oxide or any other kind of ink and you forget to do it on one or two pieces of paper, I do this all the time, I forget to do it and then I stick it down, is I take a cotton bud, also known as a Q-tip, I dip it in the ink and then go around the edges once it's stuck down. It's not completely perfect, it doesn't have the same exact kind of effect, but you still have that colour around the edges so everything sort of matches up on your page. I was trying to decide between different kinds of washi. I had this really nice navy blue one, which I thought went with the classical theme quite well, but also this black and white one, and then this brown and white floral one. They all kind of worked again with that sort of classical theme. I'm adding one of the sticker flakes there. Again, I'm going around the edges of everything with that pumice stone, or if I forget to do so, I do it with the cotton bud. So I was just filling up some gaps on the page with more stickers and other bits of collagey, bits of washi and paper and that kind of thing. And then what I wanted to do is add my journaling to the back of that journal card, but I wanted to fill in all that space in the middle, so I thought I'd fill it in with something classical. Now I was going to start with the opening lines to the Iliad in Greek, but then I looked at it and I was like, I can't copy out this Greek. I cannot do it. It's too complex. My brain cannot fathom the Greek. So I decided to go with Latin and did the opening lines of Virgil instead. And I actually, because I did like a whole semester of Latin during my masters, so I'm at least more familiar with that than I am at Greek. I mean, I suck at Latin, don't get me wrong, but at least I have some basic familiarity with it. But anyway, that's what I did. And, it's Latin. The Romans stole everything from the Greeks anyway, so it's fine. It's on point. It's on subject. So I have that in the background, and then, as I said, I want to do my journaling on the back of that journal card. I'm just adding a few little bits and pieces of washi and a couple of more of the stickers. I also did sticker versions of the journaling cards, like little mini ones, which I think are quite cute. And then my pen ran out halfway through doing that journaling, which is slightly annoying. So it has two different types of pen colour on the back of that. And then to tip it in, I did what I always do, and I didn't leave room on the back of the journaling card to add a little bit of washi to tip it in on that side. So I'm going to use washi on one side and then use clear sellotape on the other. So it still has like that secureness of being tipped in on both sides, but you can still see the journaling that, you should have left a gap there. Because, as I say, I do this every time, but there we go. So really simple page there in my onion skin journal. Just wanted to document my new collection. I'll link it if you're interested in my Etsy shop. And there we go. Now, next up, I'm going to move on to my ink journal because I purchased myself some new inks. Cult Pens were having a 10% off sale, and there was an ink set in particular I've been after for so long, which is this one, the Colourverse Matter and Antimatter set. So I like to swatch all my new inks in my ink journal that I made for myself. It's made out of tomoe river paper. I did do a video on this. If you're not interested in the ink journal, which is totally fine if you want to get straight to the junk journaling, it starts at about 7 minutes in, so you can skip forward to that. I'm not going to put a timestamp because if you want to skip, you've got to do the hard work and do it yourself. But yeah, that's 7 minutes in, I think. But yes, if you didn't see that video, all I really do on each page is I write it with my glass dip pen. I use a paintbrush to do a big swatch, and then use my feather dip pen quill style one, which has a really, really, really fine nib to write it on the name of the ink again on that. It's just so I can see it in both what the equivalent of a really broad nib and a really, really fine nib as well, and then see the big swatch like that. These colours, I love them so much. Grey is my favourite colour for fountain pen ink. I know to some people that might sound really, really boring, but I just love it. Like, it's more interesting than black, but you can use it on pretty much anything. It matches most things, and it comes in so many different shades, and so many of the great ink have loads of gorgeous properties, like loads of shading and stuff, and I just love it. Anyway, next up is Diamine Ancient Copper. Thinking about that, that would go really, really nicely with the classical collection. Damn it, I should have written in that colour with that collection. That would have looked perfect. Oh well, I'll do it another time, never mind. This one is Diamine Shimmering Arctic Blue. When it comes to shimmering inks, I usually go for gold shimmer because I'm very much a gold gal. But this one is one I had a sample of, and I just love it. It's so sparkly and pretty, and it has a little bit of a red sheen to it. And yeah, I really, really like this one. When I'm swatching shimmering inks, I always make sure to shake it up again between each dip, so you're still going to get the shimmer, because if you leave it for a minute or two to settle, then you're not going to get the shimmer, so you have to shake it up again to do each separate swatch, or part of the swatch. And then this last one, my favoritist ink brand, which is Sailor. This is Sailor Shikiori Fujisugata. My pronunciation is probably terrible there, but there we go. It's a lovely lilac-y colour with lots of shading, and as I said, Sailor is my favourite ink brand. I love it. But yes, just a very quick little segment for you here, sharing what I do in, my ink journal. So here we go into the junk journal. We're going to stay in here for the rest of the video. What I wanted to do with this first page is my lovely friend Siobhan really, really kindly sent me this pen that I think she said she found at her grandma's house. It is a Parker Sonnet from 1995, and it needed one hell of a cleanup. She said it probably hasn't been used since 1995. And oh my goodness, that ink was dried on and sticky. But we did it. Cleared it up. It took about 4 days of soaking and multiple water changes, and yeah, the converter had ink, like sticky ink, stuck in an awkward place. And anyway, you don't care. Long, boring story. I cleaned the pen, and now it writes really, really nicely, and it's a lovely pen. So thank you so much to Siobhan for sending it to me. It was really, really kind of her. So I wanted to document the pen and a little note she sent me. So you saw me taking a picture of the pen. I'm going to print that off on my HP sprocket, or I already have. In the background of this page, I'm using some of my printables from my shop. I think I'm using a mix of the library ticket set and the antique handwritten set, just to add a little bit of collage, a little bit of something going on, and also some washi up the sides where that piece didn't cover the whole page. And I'm using Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo on this page to go around the edges of everything to give them that lovely vintagey distressed look. And I think I didn't have to get the cotton bud out this time. I think I remembered to use it on every piece. Yay, go me! Then using that pen, and then also it's inked with the sample of ink that she sent me at the same time, I'm going to add my journaling on the back of the note that she sent me, just, saying basically what I've just told you all about the pen and the pain it was to clean up, but how it writes really, really nicely now. So nicely, in fact, that I almost feel like I should give it back, but never mind. But yes, so there it is. Thank you so much, Siobhan. I really, really do love this pen. So I decided to fold that up again into quarters, just so you could see a little bit more of what's going on in the background. And then I felt like I needed to add some stuff to the front of that pocket as well. So I'm getting another one of my little mini stickers, the mini journal card sticker things from my classical collection, using a scrap of paper behind that. And I'm going to add a couple of rub-ons as well. I think I added a lovely florally one, and then I found a fountain pen nib rub-on as well, which was like best moment ever. And I have no idea where I got them from, so I don't know where to go when I want more. I have no memory whatsoever where they came from. It's really, really annoying. And then I thought, once those rub-ons were on there, I was like, I need something else in that little cluster because it looks unbalanced. So I decided to go with the Tim Holtz clipping stickers, find an appropriate something and stick that on, and then that's going to be it for that page. Next, I wanted to do a page with the other photo I printed at the same time on my sprocket when I printed off the pen photo. It is just a picture I got very recently of a butterfly on the buddleia out the front of our house, and I'm using the back of this florally vellum piece to do that. I pulled out some of the Tim Holtz worn wallpaper. I went through to find one that I thought went quite nicely with the photo and decided on this one with the kind of lacy bit in the middle. But I thought it still looked a bit of a mess with the stuff that you could see on the other side of that vellum, so I decided to do a little bit more collage. I went through this botanical sticker book. What is it called? I always forget the proper. Oh, it's the Botanist Sticker Anthology, that one. Pulled out that sticker, then decided to add another scrap of paper behind that just because it, you know, it looked better in a cluster of 3 rather than 2. I'm going to chop those white edges off the sticker. They didn't feel quite right for this, adding more vintage photo distress oxide around the edges. And because I didn't put double-sided tape right to the edges of that warm wallpaper piece, it was very easy to just slip stuff underneath like that. Did add some glue to the sticker from the Botanist Sticker Anthology because we've discussed this many times, but those stickers are not very sticky. I always add extra glue. And then because there was kind of like almost a frame part in the middle of that sticker, that was like the perfect place to put my photo of the butterfly. And then I'm going to add my journaling on this scrap of onion skin paper. As well as having the onion skin journal, I bought a traveler's notebook one from Crafty Alley on Etsy, and she sent like scraps of the onion skin paper for pen test, which is just perfect. So I kind of like the way that because it's transparent, you can kind of see the photo underneath, but you still see your journaling on the top. And yeah, I just think it looks really nice. I did have to kind of peel off that warm wallpaper to staple that onion skin paper down in place, because otherwise it would have stapled through the thing I'd done on the other side of the page. But thankfully the double-sided tape hadn't really adhered at that point, so it was easy enough to peel back, staple, stick back down again, adding a couple more little bits of scraps of paper and things for extra collage elements, a few little butterfly stickers, and there we go. That's it for that page. Really simple one. I'd actually journaled about kind of how basically I'd taken that photo of the butterfly in mid-September, and usually I would be able to take those photos in, you know, August, and how the seasons have just been a bit weird this year. Do you think so? The seasons have been kind of just a bit off this year. There hasn't been like a clear spring and a clear summer. It's all just sort of melded into one where the weather is not really that changeable. Anyway, rambling. What I'm going to do on this page, I have this really nice freebie that came from Sort Stuff Out on Etsy, a planner store. It was this September little card thing, and I hadn't used it in my planner, so I thought I would include it in my journal and just journal about September in general, just the month in general, how it's been as a month. I wrote everything down on that little piece of packaging, added some neutral colours of washi for a little cluster, and then I kind of stapled that vellum over the top. I don't know, I just really like the effect of it. It kind of washes out the journaling a little bit, but you can still very much read it, but it makes it a little bit less in your face and more as like a secondary part of the page. I don't know, I really like the way that turned out. Then once I stick that piece down onto that page, that is going to be it for this video. So thank you so much as always for watching. Let me know what you think about kind of sharing what I'm doing in multiple journals rather than just one journal at a time. I personally like it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. Other than that, relevant links, things I've mentioned, products I've used, including my own, will be in the description box. Please leave me a thumbs up, chat to me in the comments. I'm going to shut up and go. Thank you so much again. Bye bye.